Hey guys, this is Josh Shoemaker and Dan Keenan here again. This time it's going to be for the Ion Max Pro, which is actually the last addition to the tournament series from Storm. So I've drilled mine, had it for a couple weeks now, had some time to get a little bit of games on it, so I kind of have my opinions from that. And then Dan also just drilled his, so he'll be able to give you kind of the first couple shots out of the box. The Ion Max Pro features the Element Max AI core. It's wrapped in the NRG Pearl cover. So the core specs are 247, 055 on the diff, and then 014 on the intermediate. So a lot of guys last year were a huge fan of the Ion Max. Big, early, solid, heavy rolling ball, was great on the fresh. But then as soon as you needed something with almost as much footprint, but a little bit cleaner, a little bit quicker, you kind of had to ball down to stuff that was a little bit weaker, or you had to jump into the global or the rotogrip line. So now that we have this here, same core, a little bit weaker cover, it's going to be able to transition really nicely between the two when you need something just a little bit cleaner. So this lane 19 here that we're on definitely has quite a few games of it, open play, and probably some league bowling on it too. They're definitely hooking quite a bit, so I'm starting about 10 further left than I did when I threw this in league last week. But we'll try our best here to give you a couple decent shots. Whew. So I was talking to Dan for a minute before we started filming, and I said this definitely reminds me of those bigger balls, kind of like an Altered Reality and 900 Global Eternity. But to me, it feels like just a little bit more throwable. Like I feel like the window of use for this ball is going to be a little bit bigger than those.
So I pretty much accidentally, Chris Lamb accidentally put my Altered Reality layout in this. Now that I'm going back, I just went through my notes. So this is 5 by 5.25 by 2.25. So super tall pin, kind of up over my middle finger. Mass is almost directly in the thumb, so should give me some shape down lane. Again, we're on high friction. Feel like it's probably been about 2 days worth of leagues right now. We'll move more left.
Typical strike in practice, and the camera comes on, and
yeah. Also, mine is fresh out of the box, so we're kind of in the deep in the tournament season here. So I'm very specific on how I set up my tournament bags. So I try not to go crazy right before the weekends and change what my eyes are seeing. So just got around to drilling these today and see what they do.
Yeah, so I took the shine off of this like I do with most of them. I went 2,000 and 4,000 in the Haas, so it kind of like simulates some lane shine on it. My typical test layout here, so it's the same as the original Ion Max that I have that I'll throw as comparison, if I can keep it on the lane. So it's 4.25 by 5 by 2. So I'm going to feet in the same spot. I'm just going to move my eyes one left here. Just try not to get it as far right down lane. There we go. So I didn't get that one quite as far right down lane, but as you can see, pretty clean, plenty of shape down lane, which is something I didn't really see out of the Altered Reality when I threw that. That for me was a lot stronger in the front part of the lane, and I kind of had to trap it a little bit more, whereas I can give this one away.
All right. 5. Try to use that tracer down lane. Let's see what we got here. Whoa, whoa.
Your ball will be right back.
I think those should just count as strikes.
Bone 8s.
I leave enough of them. Huh. Definitely not afraid to get the corner.
All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'll move Another one left, and I'm just going to add a little more rotation to this one. That one added a little more rotation to it, and you can see it scooted through it just as nice and came out of it a little bit quicker, but it's not sideways by any means.
No.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a quick piece, but
yeah, I've got on my eyes are even seeing yours. I have it on the kind of the medium slow side. I think the what does this have on it? The polish or the
yeah, it does
power
have
edge?
the
Power
polish,
edge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got a corner. Do that awful. That struck the 8-pin, did it?
It's that AI core. It's keeping the pins low. I mean, we've talked about it for the last while now, and I mean, I've definitely been able to tell the difference between the balls that have the AI core and that don't, and I feel like they do keep the pins a little bit lower and gives you a little bit more of a chance to strike for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and bump. We'll go like 5 back right, and I'll try to keep it a little bit more in the middle part of the lane. Not get it as far right. So fell off of that one, but directionally that's what I try to do. So I just rolled it a little bit more. Didn't get it right as quick, and you can see still floated through there and came off of it nice.
There we go. Found the one streak of oil.
In the entire place. So first comparison ball I brought was like I said, the original Iron Max. I think I either have a worn 500 or a fresh 1000 on this, so definitely not ideal for. Yeah, I don't even think I threw this once after I hit it. So we'll go back to where I threw that last shot and try to roll a little bit more, and I'd be surprised if this stayed on the right side of the lane. But you can see that one slowed down substantially quicker than the Pearl.
Stronger. So yeah, mine's also I want to say mine's at either 500 or 1000, maybe a couple games at that surface. Pin down, weaker layout. I'm gonna stand right on top. See what this does. Probably not gonna be very good, but that's okay. Show you the difference. Yeah, so earlier, slower, tumblier.
And then as a little bit weaker of a piece, I brought one of my 2 Hyperdrive Pearls here. These have been definitely a staple in the bag since I drilled them. I was able to win a tournament last summer with my stronger one, and then I drilled up this weaker one, kind of simulate a pin down layout for the no thumb guys. And this one lets me trap it a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and go where I threw that last shot as well. I think you're going to see this one scoot through there quite a bit easier and be more responsive down lane. Yeah, so definitely quite a bit cleaner and quicker than that Ion Max Pearl from that same spot.
My nickname for my Hyperdrives was the Hyperdrive 10. The solid and the Pearl, all they did was 10-pin for me.
I was not a huge fan
Not
of the
a
solid.
fan.
The Pearl, on the other hand, I am a huge fan of the Pearl.
I'm going to throw the Bionic. So in the tournament series, the Bionic is essentially got a symmetrical version of the Ion cores. This is almost a pretty close layout. This will be my asymmetrical version. Again, Probably right about that 4.5 by 4 by 3, maybe. I forget the exact number, but it's right in that ballpark. So Bionic for me has been a very angular ball down lane. Once I see the friction to the right, I just use it. So wow, I'm kind of excited now. Might be excited to bowl again. Ignore my retirement post.
Just say, I mean, if anyone's been watching the PBA tour for the last first month of the tour, that Bionic has been a huge winner for those guys. It's been great at blending the lane front to back, and when they get a little squirrely, I mean, there's been three titles already won with it this year. So.
Yeah, definitely slower and a little bit quicker off the spot.
To say, I mean, I was just talking to Dan before we started filming this video. I said I'm usually not a fan of balls that have white splotches in them because I feel like my eyes don't see it well, and it also looks like my rev rate's 250.
Mine is.
But this, I mean, I'm a big fan of what this ball is doing. I mean, honestly, the entire tournament line as a whole has looked really good. I mean, there's enough separation between all 6 of the pieces. I feel like you could fill out 2 bags with those in a spare ball, and you'd be pretty much covered on a majority of conditions.
For sure.
So if you guys are interested at this point, per usual, we like to get a little bit of time with the ball. So these are the Iron Max is, like I said, the last one in the tournament series. So now the entire tournament series itself is available. So if you guys are interested in drilling the Iron Max Pro or any of the 5 balls that come in that series, go ahead and stop at your local Storm VIP Pro shop and drill your own up.